Hello, good afternoon. It's 12 noon, and this is Midday News coming to you live from our studios here at Benab House, Atomic Junction, Medina. I'm Khadija Kubra Keilani. Coming up this afternoon, Democracy Hub plans 3-day demonstration starting September 21. Also on the international front, temperature soar as Russians' heat have reached Serbia. Remember, the news is also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Baina TV. We'll be back shortly with details of the stories. Thank you for staying with us. Now the news in details. Organized labor has declared it intends to escalate actions beyond a nationwide strike over the sale of SSNIT stake in hotels to public officials, vowing to hold the government accountable on various national issues. Eric Kabonu, president of the Ghana National Association of Graduate Teachers, expressed frustration that their previous silence has been misinterpreted as complacency. On Monday, July 5th, Labour suspended a strike initially launched to protest SSNIT's plan to sell 60% shares in 4 hotels to a private firm owned by Food and Agriculture Minister Brian Echampon. This suspension was announced by Trades Union Congress Secretary General Dr. Yauba at a news conference following an emergency meeting where SSNIT has been given 1 month to resolve all outstanding pension issues. According to Mr. Kabonu, it was never the intention of organized labor to hold the country hostage, but stressed the necessity of speaking out against abuses of power. Democracy Hub has announced plans to hold a 3-day demonstration from September 21 to 23 at the Revolution Square located across Liberation Road opposite the Jubilee House. The protest is scheduled to begin each day at 6 a.m. In a press statement released on Monday, July 15, Democracy Hub confirmed that it has formally notified the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufudampare, in compliance with the Public Order Act. This notification ensures that the demonstration proceed with the required legal backing. The demonstration aims to highlight and address critical issues affecting the country, such as socio-economic injustice, unemployment, and rising poverty. Additionally, the protest will focus on concerns of state capture, nepotism, and corruption. Furthermore, the group emphasized the need for judicial independence as a fundamental aspect of their protest. Democracy Hub believes that addressing these issues is crucial for the betterment of the nation and its citizens. In September 2023, Democracy Hub organized a similar protest dubbed #Occupy Julobi House, which led to the arrest of some members by the police. Still on politics, the district chief executive and New Patriotic Party's parliamentary candidate for the Elembele constituency in the Western region, Kwesi Bonzo, has announced plans for Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, also known as Napo, to visit the Nzima land. During this visit, Dr. Prempeh will formally apologize to the traditional authorities, particularly the chiefs and people of Nkrofo, Nkrumah's hometown. The visit comes in response to recent controversies and is seen as an effort to mend relations.
During his unveiling in Kumasi as NPP's running mate, Dr. Opoku Prempeh claimed that President Akufo-Addo has outperformed all previous presidents, including Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, in terms of development. He later issued an apology for his comments following widespread condemnation. However, over the weekend, Nana Kwesi Kutuya, the Fifth, speaking on behalf of the Nzima chiefs, insisted at a press conference that Dr. Opoku Prempeh must personally apologize apologize in Nkrofo. They view his remarks as a denigration of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Nana Kwesi Kutua V emphasized the significance of Dr. Nkrumah to the Nzima people and Ghana, noting that any disparaging remarks about the late president are deeply offensive. He stressed that a formal apology made directly in Nkrofo, Dr. Nkrumah's birthplace and a symbolic site for his legacy, is necessary to appease the community and uphold respect for their revered leader. Following this, Mr. Bonzo revealed that Napo will visit Nzima land to offer his apology in person. He said he has personally spoken to Napo in his capacity as DCE of Elembele, and Napo has given the assurance even after the national apology to Kwame Nkrumah's hometown to meet the chiefs and the elders in the shortest possible time to render an unqualified apology.
Away from politics, now let's do some educational stories. President Nana Akufo-Addo is elated about the progress Ghana is making in its educational strides, saying his administration wants to leave a lasting legacy for the sake of posterity. He said he wants to be remembered as the education president. The president was addressing the 31st congregation and the 3rd special congregation of the Valley View University in Accra after receiving a doctorate degree conferred on him for his contribution to public service, justice and development.
The university also conferred honorary doctorate degrees on Mr. Thomas Vanica, an automotive mogul, industrialist, and business strategist, as well as Kwame Osei Prempeh, a former Deputy Attorney General and Minister of Justice. They were recognized for their exemplary leadership and playing several roles in their respective endeavors to enhance the cause of humanity and robe academically to signify their new status. The university, in a citation to the president, acknowledged him for being instrumental in the campaign for peace in sub-Saharan Africa and regional stability, freedom of the media, and contribution to major reforms to shape Ghana's legal and foreign policy framework. The citation also highlighted the government's flagship free senior high school program, which has provided opportunity for many Ghanaian youths to access second cycle education. The citation further pointed out the president's reputation for advancing the cause of human rights, freedom of the media, independence of the judiciary, and democratic governance. President Nana Akufo-Addo, in his address, said the total 503,000 student enrollment for 2024 was the highest single enrollment at the SHS level in the nation's history. The government estimated that over 12 billion Ghana cedis has been spent on the free senior high school program since its implementation in 2017, with more than 4 million children benefiting from it. Justifying the implementation of the flagship educational program, the president said the success chalked has brought in its wake the training of the critical human resources indeed for future development.
Ladies and gentlemen, education has been a cornerstone of my administration's agenda, a statement best exemplified by the free senior high school, free SHS policy. Launched in 2017, the very year in which I took office, the free SHS policy has been a bold step to ensure that every Ghanaian child, regardless of their circumstances, has access to quality secondary education. This initiative has removed the financial barrier that previously prevented many young Ghanaians from continuing their education beyond junior high school, thereby opening doors to opportunities that can transform their lives and contribute to national development. From the initial annual enrollment of 422,942 in 2017, some 503,000 children entered senior high school, the highest ever enrollment of children into senior high school in a single year in our history, with 5.7 million children having so far benefited from the free senior high school policy since it was instituted in September 2017. Our attachment to education is further reflected in the unprecedented budgetary allocations we have made to that sector. My government has consistently prioritized education in our national budget, allocating more resources to this sector than any previous administration. These funds have been used to improve infrastructure, provide teaching and learning materials, and support various educational programs that enhance the quality of education at all levels.
The government is also focusing on broadening the base of technical and vocational training education, as well as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM education. On tertiary education, the president hinted that work was in progress to establish 4 new universities at Asante Mampong, Akrodie, Bonsu, and Kintampo to open up access to higher education. Additionally, the government has stepped up efforts to pay the required research allowances to university lecturers to enhance quality research outcomes and generate new and innovative ideas to underpin the nation's growth.
The educational reforms carried out by the Akufo-Addo government have also encompassed tertiary education, materially advancing access, infrastructure development, and STEM initiatives across the country. The no guarantor policy under the Student Loan Trust Fund is breaking down financial barriers for students seeking higher education. By eliminating the requirement for a guarantor, we've empowered students from economically disadvantaged backgrounds to pursue their traditional aspirations without undue financial burden. This has meant a large increase in the numbers of students seeking tertiary education, from 443,978 students in the 2016-2017 academic year to 711,695 in the 2022-2023 academic year. And it is in response to this increase, the government has decided to establish 4 new universities in Mampong, in the Ashanti region, in Akrodie, in the Bron region, in Bonsu, in the Eastern region, and Kintampo, in the Bron East region, and expand the facilities in existing ones. The Akufo-Addo government has also placed immense importance on the payment of research and book allowances to academia, recognizing the pivotal role that educators and researchers play in national development. This is evidenced by the substantial financial support extended to lecturers across the country. Since 2020, government has disbursed some 226,078,296 CDs as research allowance, stimulating an environment conducive to scholarly investigation and innovation. A further amount of 491,334,891 CDs has been allocated as book allowance, ensuring that academic professionals have access to essential materials. These investments underscore my government's dedication to enriching the quality of education and elevating research excellence in Ghana. Nothing would give me more honor or more pleasure than if one day Ghana's historians were to describe me as the education president.
Away from education, let's do some international stories. As summer deepens in the northern hemisphere, exceptionally hot weather has arrived in Russia and Serbia, with temperatures soaring above 30 degrees Celsius in the city of Novosibirsk. Fountain, beaches, and riverbanks have become popular spots for people seeking relief from the heat.
At Novosibirsk Zoo, many animals sought refuge in their closures, while the polar bears enjoyed the park's pools. Rescuers in the city were on high alert since the start of the swimming session. 48 people, including 16 children, have drowned according to local media reports. This number has doubled compared to last year. Rescuers have been dispatched to waterfronts to assist residents during the heat wave. Meanwhile, a state of emergency was declared in the southern Russian region as Krasnodar Krai, where over 500 tourists were evacuated due to raging wildfires at a local resort.
And now in sports, Ghana international Ibrahim Suleimana could be making a return to his former club Atalanta BC, with Serie A giants showing strong interest ahead of the 2024-25 season. Talks between Atalanta and Cagliari are progressing positively towards a transfer agreement for the promising midfielder.
Suleimana impressed his debut season with Cagliari following their promotion to Serie A. The 21-year-old solidified himself as a key player, starting 16 games and contributing 2 goals under the management of Claudio Ranieri. His consistent performances earned him a maiden call-up to the Black Star squad for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, where he debuted off the bench in the victory over Central African Republic. A return to Atlanta would mark a homecoming for Suleimana, who began his Italian career with a Bergamo club before stint at Verona and Cagliari. He made his Ghana debut in the 2-1 win over Mali in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers in May.
And this is how we wrap up on our midday news. For more stories, log on to our website, bainamultimedia.com. I'm Khadija Kubura Kailani. Have a good afternoon.